Hello, and welcome to part 3 of my Monster Hunter Dose Hunting Horn Only Diary. Last time, we had successfully made our first hunting horn, and we did a bit of village progression. And today we're going to be looking into making some armor. Now, I do have an armor set in mind utilizing Vespoid parts. The Vespoid helm, chest, and waist will each give sharpness and sharpener 2. The arms and legs unfortunately do not give any sharpness skills, so we'll be supplementing those by utilizing the leg and arm pieces from the battle set. Now, for those who aren't familiar with how the old school skill system works and are more familiar with games like World, Rise, or Wilds, in those games, if you get a single point of any skill, you're going to get some benefit of those skills. In the older games, from Generations Ultimate backwards, you need to reach a certain threshold of points in order to unlock any benefit. So, if I want sharpness up, I'm going to have to get 10 points of sharpness. And then there are some skills that'll have multiple levels to it, right? So, if I wanted attack up and I got 10 points, I would unlock the skill attack up small. If I got another 5 points on that for 15, I would get attack up medium. And if I went further for attack up large, I would require 20. And I'm quite fond of this system. Really makes the whole armor set building more of a puzzle game, trying to figure out what do I want. Do I want to invest a bunch of different parts into making something that focuses wholly on attack? Do I want some more quality of life skills? Am I able to get more than 2 or 3 skills? In older games, it becomes harder and harder to get more than a few skills. In later games, going up to Generations, getting something like 8 skills, it's a little more doable. In these older games, you're probably only going to be getting up to maybe 3 or 4 skills max at a time. And I was able to make the Battle Greaves. Now we have a plan for what we're going to be focusing on making. For now, I still have some Velocidrome materials from the previous hunt. I'm going to take a moment to put those away and get our item box all sorted out. Now, we still have that request from the combo master to get him some sunset herbs, so after we finish up here, we're going to head out and do some hunts for that. Now, admittedly, I did forget that we were looking for sunset herbs and that I wasn't going to find them in the day, so I went on another quest at night to get everything that I needed. So now that we have everything that we needed, we're going to go and deliver this to the combo master real quick. And conveniently, there's the Jumbo Village Chief with our next request. Now, we're going to want to knock these out right away, because those Battle Vambraces that we want, we need a specific monster's materials to be able to make those. And by doing these requests, we will gain access to that monster. And it looks like we're going to need some Velocidrome claws. Now, unfortunately, there are no Velocidromes available, and after cycling a couple times, I realized that we are in the cold season, so Velocidrome's not going to be available to us. So, in order to go to a season that is more readily available, we're going to utilize the deep sleep mechanic. This allows us to spend money to sleep for long enough to pass the season. In the top left, you'll see the clock. It has a nice blue outline to show us it's the cold season. It changes to green to show us that we are now in the breeding season. And now we should be able to hunt Velocidrome. And we can indeed hunt the Velocidrome. So we'll go and take on this quest real quick and get the materials needed for the Jumbo Chief. Nice and easy. And now that we've delivered these materials to the chief, this should have unlocked us a couple more things. First being a new hunting ground, the desert. This also means that there are more monsters that are available in the jungle as well. And here's his next request showing us that we need some Gendrome and Yan-Kut-Ku materials. And in particular, it is the Yan-Kut-Ku that we're going to go after. The materials needed to make the Battle Vambraces come from the Kut-Ku. Even take a little look at what we're going to be looking forward to in the desert. Daimyo and Gendrome. But for now, we'll simply go after the Kut-Ku. Now, I just remembered that I do have materials to make a piece of armor. So we're going to make ourselves the Vespoid helm. Have 2 of the 5 armor pieces that we need made. This will also add a little bit of extra defense so we're not too squishy. It does have some negative fire res on it. And there's a couple attacks from Kut-Ku that we're going to want to be aware of that do fire damage, but ultimately we should be fine as long as we're careful. And we are good to go. And there he is. The Yan-Kut-Ku. Rather unfortunate start. 2 missed the charges in a row. Get KO'd right away. And just continue to get bullied around. I'm quite wary of all the Velociprey in the area because they could very easily chip you down or set you up to be taken out by the large monster. Also want to make sure I get that paintball in right away. If I end up carding without getting that on him, Kut-Ku likes to fly around a lot. And without that paintball, it could take me a very long time to find it. Now, this start is getting very hectic, and I am a very, very greedy individual. I don't like using my first aid meds from the supply box. I should have just grabbed some potions, so I didn't need to feel like I had to use them sparingly, which leads me to Badge of Shame. But luckily for us, we're able to refresh ourselves, just reset. And Kut-Ku has flown into Area 5. It'll be a lot comfier hunting him there. We use our no stamina loss song in order to make the climb up much faster. Much faster. So fast. And it was all for nothing because he's going to the beach in Area 4. There he is, and now we can finally start this hunt proper. Now, the matchup for Hunting Horn and Kut-Ku, really not that bad. It's fairly comfortable. The angles you're able to hit him at are relatively safe. He's got to be aware of that tail spin, but otherwise, during his turns, you're able to hit him pretty easily. Get some good shots on that head. Get a few taunts in a row. Makes it very easy getting some damage in right away. Now, this hunt is also going to be one of the first real large showings of Hunting Horn's growing pains. And on that note, I want to take a moment to talk a bit about the math behind Hunting Horn in DOS. Now, these charts here are the motion values for Hunting Horn in DOS on the left and in Freedom Unite on the right. Now, apologies, the sources that I pulled these charts from show the attacks in different orders, so I'll make sure to point out which numbers belong to which attack. Now, I won't go too in-depth into the damage formula of Monster Hunter, but to put it simply for those who aren't familiar with motion values are a percentage of how much total damage you do based on your weapon's attack value. So the attacks on the left side, the 21, this is your draw attack, left swing, and right swing. These are all represented by the 27 on Freedom Unite's chart. The 10 and 28 on the left is your super pound, represented by the 1548 on Freedom Unite's chart. A very large difference. The 9s that you see are your hilt pokes, represented by 12 on the right side. The last 5 numbers, however, these are very important. These are your recital mode attacks. The 12 and 22 on the right are your entering recital swing. The 16 on the bottom of DOS's column is the 26 on the right of Freedom Unites. This is when you exit recital mode. The 23 on the left is your 38 on the right. This is your side recital mode. 18 on the left is your back slam. The 41 on the right, and on the left, the 21 is your forward slam. The 43 on the right. The third set of numbers that you see on the right side of Freedom Unite's chart, these are the KO values. They didn't include them on the chart on the left, but you do some KO for DOS's Hunting Horn. Specifically, only your left and right swings and super pound, though. Your left and right swings will do 10 KO, and your super pound will only do 14 KO on the second hit. The first hit does not do any KO. And this is a pretty big deal for when you want to determine how strong Hunting Horn is, or how weak it is, rather, in DOS. But anyways, back to the hunt. Now, you'll see me opening a lot of combos, utilizing pokes and ending with either a swing or a super pound. And I do this because starting off with a poke, it's a very low committal attack that lets you see if doing any other attack would be overcommitting or not. You start with a poke, is the monster going to do a tail spin? You're going to be able to roll out of the way. Is he just going to taunt there? You're fine to attack. It's going to be different depending on which monster you're hunting, of course, but for a lot of Kut-Ku, it's very easy to just poke, go in, see if he's going to tail spin. If not, continue attacking. Now, for the majority of this hunt, it's not super hard. A lot of this hunt is going to come down to being more of a war of attrition, maintaining your resources, maintaining your sharpness. This is also why I want to have that sharpness set. If I get that sharpness up, we're going to maintain our green sharpness for longer, get sharpener, we're going to be able to have speed sharpen on there, and we're going to be able to maintain the offensive and stay aggressive. This is very important for getting hunts done in a reasonable time and manner in DOS with Hunting Horn. Now, when Kut-Ku gets enraged like this, it becomes even more important to maintain our positioning. He's so much faster, he's going to turn a lot sooner. It's very easy to get caught up in an insta-charge or tail spin from overcommitting. Now, we're pretty lucky to get a lot of taunts here, though you'll see I get just a little too close and take a hit for it. Tailspin's making it a bit hard to get in, but he's leaving. Gives us a good opportunity to reset, get our attack buffs in. Watch him be a little silly. Most of the hunt just kind of continues on as it's been. Get a nice trick here. Do a nice fancy combo with a swing, go into a nice recital mode cancel, into recital mode out. Making Crab being menacing as always. Do so much damage for such a small attack. Here we are getting ourselves the head break, get those ears. Cuckoo doing a bit of spinning to win in here. Seems he's found his winning strat. Now, a neat detail you'll see here is that Cuckoo's ears have folded down. This is an indicator that he is low health, and that if you were looking to capture him, this would be the time to do it. Another nice indicator that monsters recover health when they sleep is that you'll see here that his ears are no longer folded. Probably should have cleared out the Velociprey before I woke him up. And there, his ears go back down. At long last, the hunt is now complete. Now we're back in the village, gonna see if we can make those battle fan braces. And we can. So we're gonna quickly make those and put those on. And we now have 3 of the 5 pieces complete. We go to take a look at the skills that we have. Here you can see sharpness and sharpener at 6, but below it says that there are no active skills. We're getting there. 2 more pieces to go. Now we have some new materials from Kutku, so now it's time to put them in the item box and reorganize it yet again. I'm sure you've noticed I've not quite finished deciding on a particular way that I want to organize the box. I'm sure I'll find something that I'm more or less happy with. Probably won't be until we unlock more pages for item space. But for now, we'll make do. And that'll do it for this video. Next time, we put more of a focus on making the last of the Vespoid armor pieces. Have ourselves a full set with sharpness on it. We'll also work towards getting the hunting horn upgrade. And we'll also start tackling some new, more varied monsters out in the desert. Oh, almost forgot, now that I have some actual armor pieces, I can now organize the equipment box as well. You all take care.